like, knowledge doesn't seem to be a problem, because if you want to find out something, I mean, my favorite thing is just to Google it, right? It's almost like the application has been lost. You got the knowledge, you know what you need to do, but you don't do it. Welcome to your first vlog for 23 weeks to get myself from Newcastle all the way to Sydney. That's right. So I'm going to attempt to run one attempt to go from Newcastle to Sydney with just my 2 feet. And my parents hopefully crewing this whole thing. They can bring all the gear that I actually need. So this series on YouTube here is gonna be the 23 weeks that I'm gonna build my way and build my body and this thing up here so that I can hopefully get myself from up at Newcastle all the way back to Sydney, which is 260 kilometers. Now you guys know, and especially my clients, I am an absolute advocate of setting big, hairy, audacious goals. It puts you at a point where you need to act. Actions and the daily things that you do is what allows you to move forward. And me setting this goal, I am scared. I can tell you right now that there is a 50-50 chance of me finishing it and definitely not finishing it, and that uncertainty is creating action for me on a daily basis. So what you're going to notice over the next 23 weeks, I'm going to chuck up some vlogs. This is your first view into my first week of training that's going to build volume, that's going to build my leg strength, that's going to test my mental capacity. You're going to see what sort of foods that I'm eating, what sort of recovery protocols that I put myself through, and hopefully you guys can get a bit of an understanding as to how easy it is to get your body super fit to be doing some sort of big, hairy, audacious goals, as long as you have the right plan and you listen to your body along the way. Guys, tune into the first week. Lots of running, lots of me giving tips, everything I can give along the way to help you guys improve your health and performance. I'm gonna be doing it, and you may even see a little bit of our podcast along the way. Tune in, guys. Thanks. So I'm just out here at the moment doing a bit of a flush out. I'm a little bit sore from the resistance training session that I did 2-3 days ago. So I thought I'd just do a bit of a walk, flush the legs out tomorrow. I've got 30 kilometers. I'm gonna head up to Glenbrook, up at the Blue Mountains, and I am going to do 30 kilometers of the same hill repeat, up and down, up and down. So there and so down the hill, then back up is 2K. So it'll be 15 repeats of hill training for endurance purposes. Legs at the moment are just at the point where they're almost recovered. So I can tell that it's almost time to train again. So just in time for tomorrow's efforts. Let's see how they go. On my way to the track, well, to the hill. Just gotta fill up my water bottles, got my electrolytes, doing this one fasted, won't eat till tonight, so here we go, 30K. So there goes that trail run. It's closed thanks to the floods the other week, last week. Alright, so it's time to go to the next track. Didn't actually get my trail run in, so I am now here on the bike to do some LHR work.
This energy expenditure. Well, it turns out that at one point, the adipose, the subcutaneous fat, is filled up. It actually becomes dysfunctional.
Okay, so we've just been at Rouse Hill now. We've just done some shopping. It's time to go back to home, do some more work, got some coaching calls this afternoon, and then hopefully I'll head out for a bit of a jog this afternoon. Hey, buddy? A bit of breakfast this morning, a bit of bacon and eggs. So it's time for me to make up for my run that I didn't do on Friday because I got stuck at the gate. Head out somewhere along Currajong Way and hopefully get some good kilometers underneath the legs. Saturday afternoon, here we go. So the floods are still having fun. Looks like a lot of cars have had fun through here as well. So I've just gotten down to the Colo River from Currajong, and There is so much damage from the floods. They've had to cut the roads back through again, so everything's just about closed for cars, that is. Oh my God. So right now I'd be underwater. Just a week ago. There's some people out fixing their fences and doing all that sort of stuff. It's insane how close we are. It's probably about a 10-minute drive from our house to where I start the track, and I'm about 14k in now. So roughly about the turnaround mark. And it's amazing how close we are to home. And this is where all the fires were, and now the floods. Scary stuff anyway. That is trail run done to make up for yesterday's hill repeats that I missed because it was closed. It was flooded down where I was as well, but managed to get through about knee height. Anyway, kilometers are done. Checked out the scenery. Time to go and get some more water, hydrate, electrolytes, and time to relax for a Saturday night. Nick's just doing a few calls this afternoon, so Hamish and I have headed out for a bit of an easy, gentle walk to the park. Come on! With these two. We're having a doggy stay from Nick's mum's border collie, Sky. So she's been over for the last couple of days, and I think she goes home on Tuesday. Anyway, so it's Sunday afternoon. It's been a massive day of work, to be honest. I think I've had close to almost 10 coaching calls today, in and out of programming for a few people for the week. One thing left to do for the week, and that's plan. I mean, I've already planned my training that I've got, but I need to fit it around my work schedule and what I am looking to get out of this week. And I think that kind of continues on with what I'd like to talk about a lot, which is, you know, if you have goals, or if you're looking to maximize your time, you need to have a plan. You can't just expect it just to happen. I know everyone's always throwing the, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Like, that's pretty typical. Most people have already heard that before. But like, knowledge is power, but you've still got to put the actions in. And I think these little micro steps or acute focuses, like daily to-do lists and weekly focuses, really allow the big things to actually start to happen. And I think that's where a lot of people get mixed up, is because you're so far gone from where you want to be if you're unhealthy or overweight, is that you want to chase that, like, how can I just have it now? How can I just quickly get the weight loss now, or improve my health now? Well, to be honest, you probably haven't been overweight for an extended period of time, and it sucks to know that it's probably not going to happen overnight. So just working on the little things that you can do daily really go a long way. So for me, my goal this week is to spend more time doing a stack of incidental walking and try and up my steps a little bit more on my off days. When I say off days, I just mean off days of training. So I got 3 days left of training. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm going to hit it out with about 60 to 90 minute sessions. No more resistance training for me, because then after the Wednesday, I'm resting for a full week before I head over and jump into a 50-kilometer trail run to test my fueling for Buffalo coming up in 7 weeks. So it won't be a fast run, 50k, just nice and gentle, but it will be a good opportunity for me to see how my fueling and my testing of hydration, electrolytes and things is going. Cheese! Is that you, Hamish? 15% incline, going up at 6k speed, half an hour. That's all I've got time for, and then I've got to jump into some efforts at 4 minutes each, followed by some bumps. What did you get at the crash? Did you eat Texter? Is that what Texter's all over your mouth? Nice easy afternoon run. It's basically just to flush the legs out a little bit. It's going to go downhill and then back up again about 1.5 to 2k down, and obviously the same thing on the way back up. Down we go. There's such a magical feeling about trail running, or just maybe even running in general. Like, we work with a bunch of clients that set goals, and considering obviously my enthusiasm for endurance training, we have a lot of clients who are alongside that same sort of focus. And it's just amazing how what sort of feats can be achieved on very, very easy training. And I know I post about it a lot, and I talk about it a lot on social media about how we used to train, how we train now. Like, I am amping up for 3 massive events: a 75-kilometer trail run, a 100k trail run, and then my own event for running from Newcastle to Sydney in July this year. Like, I train easy. None of this is hard, as it's all sub-maximal intensity. Like, for a long time, I didn't do this sort of stuff because I was always training too hard, and it just was too hard. So I'd end up giving up, and I'd yo-yo my way through the training sessions or the program and never really be able to notice significant signs of me just kind of ticking and kind of moving forward. But I think that's half the reason why I'm so passionate about setting goals and showing everyone that is following on what amazing things you can do on little training, but then very easy training. I just can't believe now that I'm doing and I'm achieving results and that I thought that I would never be able to do without it being this huge ordeal or big focus. And it really does come down to your lifestyle and the way that you live, and not just your training. Like, me training a lot easier and a lot less often has obviously resulted in me getting a lot fitter than I ever have been. It also allowed me to put more emphasis on the more important things, like the rest and recovery side of things. And it's just amazing what your body can do if you treat it right. And I think the biggest challenge for a lot of people is, there's so much knowledge out there about training, about food, what sort of food that you should be or should not be eating. Like, knowledge doesn't seem to be a problem, because if you want to find out something, my favorite thing is just to Google it, right? It's almost like the application has been lost. You got the knowledge, you know what you need to do, but you don't do it. Your body's reaching out for you to take a day off, but you don't do it. There's all these different things. Your body's reaching out to you with feelings of bloating, discomfort in your digestive system, and you're still eating the same crap that's causing the discomfort. Like, sometimes it's just listening to the body and understanding that applying the knowledge that you have is really the key to success, and actioning out those micro steps that you want to make sure that you're actually getting what you're after. Diet is an amazing thing. There's so many people out there just pushing and pushing and pushing, counting calories. Don't get me wrong, if you're first starting, counting calories is a great way to understand exactly what food you're eating, how much of it you're eating, when you're eating, all those different things. But like, the quality of the food should control the quantity of your food very naturally, without some application to do so. What sort of foods can you eat? I tell you when to eat and when you're full, and stop eating all this junk and processed foods. Like, just get rid of that and you're probably going to be well on your way. All right, so that's me, easy run done. Gonna head home, spend a bit more time with the other two. Oh!
Oh, baby!
Whoa, 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 whoa. Wow, 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 wow. Guys, hope you enjoyed the first YouTube vlog. 23 weeks until I attempt to run from Newcastle to Sydney. Hey buddy, you gonna miss me? Bye!